Roblox RDC 2024. This is a worldwide creative audience. Welcome, everyone. Your amazing content supports connection and ultimately lets us play.
AI is already everywhere at Roblox. You can automate tasks to create your experiences. This is about bringing your vision to life faster.
We believe 10% of all gaming content worldwide will flow through the Roblox ecosystem.
We have automatic dynamic occlusion culling. Your users will just press play and it will be faster.
We're expanding our offering and are thrilled to bring Shopify on board next. The opportunity for brands and Roblox creators to work together has never been greater.
Roblox Party. It's a way that people can come together, coordinate, join servers together every single time.
We're thrilled to bring back music and to unlock even more ways for creators and now artists to get discovered on Roblox, pushing Roblox to the forefront of culture across every genre.
Our community has grown well beyond our platform. I really want to thank our influencer community for the fun, entertaining work they do every day.
We want to make sure that we're all working together.
And we hope you're seeing that in the product.
I really have never been more excited about the future of Roblox. We can't wait to see what you're going to build this year. Thank you all.
Please welcome Richard Sim, Shashi Sharma, and Shweta Sharma to the stage.
All right. Welcome to day 2 of RDC. Woo! All right. I'm Richard Sim. I support the ads effort here at Roblox. And I want to thank you guys for joining me this morning. I know that the early morning session on day 2 of RDC is pretty tough to get up for. So we're going to do the best job we can to keep this engaging, hopefully informative, and make it worth your while to get up with that alarm clock this morning. All right. So we're going to talk about how to scale your business on Roblox. What do we mean by scale? So in the past year, our developers earned $800 million, which is a significant increase from what they've earned last year. As you can see from this trend line, we are well on our way towards $1 billion of earnings, which I think will be a fantastic milestone for all of us to celebrate together. Now, of the millions of developers who earn on Roblox, about 20,000 are in the DevX program, and they've earned a median income of $1,645 over the past year. Now, if you break out the earnings by segment, it looks really interesting. So our largest creators, our top 10, are making about $30 million a year. Top 100 are $5 million, and our top 1,000 creators are making just north of $750,000. But what's super exciting is that the most growth is coming from the smaller developers. So we're seeing significant growth in the torso and tail of our developer community. Now, there's a pretty straightforward playbook for earning on Roblox. And a lot of the developers that you've seen in that previous slide have gone through this playbook. And it's pretty straightforward. Like with many things on Roblox, it all starts with the building or creation phase. Now, once you've built an experience that you feel pretty good about, that you feel like it's worth getting the word out, you'll start promoting. That might be through word of mouth. It might be through social media, maybe partnerships with influencers, and of course, using sponsored experiences and search ads to drive more discovery of your experience. Next comes earning. And I've had so many interesting conversations with creators who tell me about the day that Robux first appeared in your account. Just a magical moment. And once you begin to earn, it gives you more reason to start iterating and optimizing to figure out how you can potentially drive more engagement and how you can earn more. So this flywheel is at the heart of scaling on Roblox. And we know that as you are able to rinse and repeat this flywheel, you will continue to grow your business. So we'll be talking about features and tools that we've launched in each one of these areas to help you scale. First, we'll talk about ads and using ads to promote your business. Now, most devs use sponsored experiences to launch their games or to drive discovery of new updates. Now, in Q2 of this year, 38% of our top 1,000 developers by earnings use sponsored experiences. So that 1,000 cohort of creators that we talked about 38% are using sponsored experiences to drive discovery. Now, on the ads team, one of our top goals is to put you more in control of your discovery. And we've gotten feedback that sponsored experiences for some of you may be too costly. So what we did very recently was increase the position of sponsored on home. And this actually drove impressions up by 5x while keeping user engagement constant. So what does that mean? It means more impressions available for bidding, which generally means cheaper acquisition costs. And we're going to continue to look for ways to drive down the cost of sponsored experiences while also increasing the value that you get from the users that you acquire. Now, every day on Roblox, 45 million searches happen. And so last month, we launched search ads for the first time. And we've gotten really positive feedback from the developer community. What we've seen is that users that are acquired through search ads are significantly more valuable than users that we've seen come in through sponsored experiences. In fact, in some cases, our creators have seen better engagement, better monetization from users who came in through search ads compared to users who come in through even our top organic sorts. So there's a few interesting things that we've learned with the launch of search ads. The top keywords that are bid by advertisers generally tend to be genre keywords, right? Horror, obby, tycoon. But if you actually look at the top search terms just by organic searches, a lot of them center around titles. So if you're thinking about using search ads, I strongly encourage you to experiment to try to find search terms that might be useful and relevant for you, but perhaps not for other developers, and with search terms that drive a ton of volume. Because remember, at the end of the day, our ads are priced by the auction. So the more competition there is for the users that you want to bid for, the higher the prices will be. But it helps to bid for keywords that have a ton of volume. And so we've integrated with Audience Estimator to give you a sense for how much volume to expect from these keywords. So if you haven't tried it yet, I strongly encourage you to check out search ads. Think about keywords that are unique to you, that might have a ton of volume, and just try to find ones that are not as commonly bid for by other creators. I think titles is a really great way to start. We're also going to add the ability to layer targeting on top of this as well. So this should be a really great way for you to find qualified users to discover your experience. Okay, so what's coming next for sponsored and search ads? We're going to make bets in two primary areas. First, on the creation side, we are going to make usability improvements so that it's much easier for you to use Ads Manager. We're going to support the ability to test custom creatives. So no longer must you use your default tile when you run an ad. You can test different creatives to see which ones resonate with different users. And we're going to improve targeting. So we're going to allow the ability to target payers. We're going to allow you to target returning users who have played your experience in the past, or maybe even prospecting, users who've never played your experience. On the reporting side, we know we need to provide deeper analytics so that you understand the value that you're getting in return for your ad spend. So we'll be providing information about LTV, about spend, about engagement based on the ads that you've run. We'll also give you the ability to segment and to crosstab data. The question that I always get is, when I buy sponsored experiences, I get new users. I just don't know if I'm getting the same users that I would have gotten when I just threw organic. So we're going to give you the ability to crosstab and understand the source of your traffic. So next, we'll pivot over to the earn phase of the flywheel. And as you know, you can insert immersive ads to earn and supplement earnings in your experience. So last year, we launched immersive ads. So for the first time, as a developer, in Studio, you can just drag and drop this ad unit into your experience, and immediately you can start earning. Now, this year in 2024, about 3,000 developers have inserted immersive ads and earned as a publisher. Now, we know that advertisers especially love the video format. And so we've made the decision to continue to invest and iterate in video ads on Roblox. We want to make sure that our developers have more flexibility and our advertisers can buy a video format that they love and they know how to buy. So you saw a sneak preview of this yesterday with Stephanie's keynote. But we are going to give our developers the ability to show ads inline in their GUIs and menus. So if you combine this with the reward mechanic, it provides a really powerful offering for you, the developer, who can drive higher video view rates and then get paid more, but also a ton of value for users who, for the first time, will be able to get the same benefits that were traditionally for payers. So you'll notice that in this next version of video ads, the user initiates this. In this case, the user wants to get that Excalibur sword, but doesn't want to pay the Robux. So a perfect scenario for a user to choose to watch this video ad. And because it's in the GUI, because it's in the menu, it does not disrupt your gameplay, but it allows the user to get that reward in exchange for watching that video. We're excited because we know that developers want to have this option, but we also know that advertisers who drive the ad volume, who drive the demand, really feel far more comfortable with this ad unit, because the reality is an immersive ad that sits in experience is just a little bit different from what these video advertisers are used to buying. So with that, we will switch gears and have Shweta talk about subscriptions.
Hi, everyone. I'll be sharing some updates we've made to subscriptions within experiences this year. So as a recap, we launched subscriptions last year, enabling creators to integrate them into their own experiences, which offered a flexible and new business model. We've seen that experiences that integrated with subscriptions earn more in experience spend. It is a great way to enhance engagement and also build that recurring relationship with your most loyal customers. So here are some highlights from what we launched this year. We introduced an updated revenue share model after hearing some feedback from creators that they wanted something simplified and transparent. In this new model, subscription earnings are now based on the price that the user pays, regardless of which platform they are using. There are also no platform fees for every subsequent renewal for your subscription subscribers. We've also updated the UI so you can kind of play around and see the different subscription earnings based on the price point and the platform that your subscribers are using. This is so that you can make the best decision for your subscriptions. We've also expanded our APIs to include more additional functionality and information about your subscribers. Some of this information includes all the renewal timestamps, the expiration dates, and some information about their grace period. We've also added a cancellation API, so your users can now use that flow within the experience itself. And lastly, all of these APIs are now available on Open Cloud, so you can use them for development in experience and outside of experience as well. And now I'd like to pass it over to Shashi for price optimization.
All right. Morning, everyone. It's been great. This is my first RDC, so it's been exciting to see everyone, talk to everyone at the booth. We've been talking a lot about monetization. So as you start to build your audience and you get to a point where you've built these surfaces to attract users, you want to start thinking about how to hyper-optimize your product. And so today I want to talk to you about optimizing prices of your products to help grow your revenue. And so one of the critical decisions that impacts your revenue is how your items are priced. In simple terms, your revenue is a product of the number of users who purchase products in your experience and the price per item of those products. And price is an interesting creature because it not just affects price, it also affects the total number of people who are potentially interested in these products. And so you want to attain this magical price that attracts the widest array of users at the highest price possible. And so you maximize your revenue. But how do you figure out what this amazing, best, magical unicorn price is? This is why we created price optimization. Price optimization helps you discover the optimal prices of your products that helps you unlock long-term revenue growth. This is not just to give you a short-term spike in your sales. This is a sustained improvement in your revenue over a long-term period. We've tested this with a handful of users, some creators I see in the crowd. Thank you for being early customers. And we've seen some pretty incredible results from our tests. And the key motivation that we had when we were building price optimization was when we talked to creators, we heard the same story over and over. You typically look at other experiences to figure out what price points to pick in the beginning. And you don't really have tools and support on the platform to test out and optimize your prices further. And it's a good way to start, but you know that your experience is unique, your user base is unique, and so the prices you want to have in your experience have to be optimized for your user bases. So you want to do this in a way that is experimental and optimizing along the way. All right, let's get into how this actually works and how you can leverage this tool on your own experiences. So our philosophy while we were building price optimization was we wanted to be your co-pilot in helping you guide and be sort of your co-pilot to be in figuring out your pricing strategy. And we've made it really simple to use. First, you identify the dev products, the game passes that you believe you want to have in price optimization. And if you've not done this for a while, this means you should probably have all of them to see if they are at the right prices. Once you do that, our systems take over. We collect responses from users in your experience through series of experiments that we run for about 2 weeks. A subgroup of your users will see different prices. We'll collect those responses and feed that into a model that our data scientists have built. This will help us give you the best price points that give you long-term sustained revenue growth. So last step is you'll get a detailed report of how the tests went. And 2 things that you want to look for is what are the optimal prices that the product suggests, and how much of a revenue lift am I seeing? We want to be your co-pilot, so we are not going to change your prices. We are going to let you decide if you like those results, you like those prices, and you can easily click a button and apply those new prices on your experience. All right, so that's just the beginning, and we are on a mission to give all creators the tools they need to optimize their economy. Price Optimizer will be available to everyone in the coming months. Next, we are building regional pricing recommendation. Roblox has a thriving global presence. We know that users in different countries have varying purchasing power. And today, because all items are priced similarly, it's not as accessible. And so we will give you the ability to offer your items at different price points based on the user's region. And we'll help you along the way. We'll give you recommendations on what those prices should be per region based on our own economic model, but you'll always have the choice to pick your own price points as well. We believe this will be a step function unlock as we continue to grow our user base internationally. We're also developing a platform to dynamically create bundles and offers. We'll use machine learning and leverage data from your experiences to figure out the best bundles, perfectly tailored for specific user bases. Think of it like, starter bundles that would help get your users hyper engaged. Bundles for users that are about to churn, for example, that we can offer them at the right price and get them back into the game. Awesome. To wrap up, this is truly an amazing time to be a creator on Roblox, and we are super excited to see how you use all of these new tools and platforms to hyperscale your business on Roblox. Thank you so much.
All right, so I want to welcome Jesse Raen Saunders from Adopt Me and Andrew Rose from Voldex. Let's give them a hand.
Good to see you again, Richard.
All right. Thank you for joining, especially thank you for getting up early on a Saturday to join us. I see you guys have a lot of supporting folks out there in the audience. Woo! Let's give them a hand. All right. So we've talked a bit about scaling your business on Roblox, and I think both of you come from studios that have proven what success can look like on Roblox once you reach scale. So I'd love for each one of you to introduce yourself. What do you do? And tell us about your scaling journey on Roblox.
Sure thing. So I'm Jesse. I'm the head of comms at Uplift Games. For us, that means anything external, social, influencers, community, and I work directly with our product team on the user lifecycle. So that's acquisition, retention, engagement, right from start to finish. Been on the Roblox platform myself for around 5 years now, and obviously Adopt Me is a 7-year game, so it's been really fun taking it from that initial growth and turning that into long-term sustainability for us.
Hey there, I'm Andrew Rose. I'm the Chief Product Officer at Voldex. Voldex is a loving and nurturing home for some of the top games on the platform. This includes Driving Empire, #1 racing game, Dungeon Quest, one of the original dungeon crawlers, and Ultimate Football, which, in exciting news, hot off the press, will be renamed to NFL Universal Football next week, which is pretty sweet. Very pumped. I get to say that, which is exciting for me. I'm the sort of oversee the game teams here. So product managers, game designers, and producers as we think about what to build to sort of best enrich the experience for our players. I am new to the UGC space, spent the prior 10 years in mobile game development.
All right. So we would love to learn from your experience of scaling your business. I want to start talking about ads. So I understand that Adopt Me has in the past used ads to really highlight key moments. So we'd love to hear about your experience with the ad product. How's it worked for you? What have you learned?
Yeah, so obviously we're in a different position to a lot of the developers here, where we have hit a growth peak, especially 2020, 2021, it felt like we were really dominating the Roblox platform. So what's been fun for us has been to try and use ads to reinvigorate. So a key moment for us in trialing this was Halloween last year. Halloween, one of our biggest moments of the year, a great place not just to acquire new users, but to re-engage old users. And one thing that I think I would really recommend that people do is look to ways you can use advertisement to drive that long-term breadcrumb engagement. So for us, we update weekly. A lot of our updates are just, here's a new thing, it's here for a week, it's 2 weeks. With Halloween, that's a 4-week event for us. So we drive ads on the first week, knowing that players are going to be able to get one of the pets. I think we advertised the ghost dog, 10, 15 minutes of playtime, you get that first pet. But then we also advertise the legendary that's going to take you 2 weeks, 3 weeks to get. So we're not just using ads to drive day 1 engagement, but day 5, day 7, right through and turning them into a long-term user.
Which is interesting because I think a lot of folks might be surprised. I know that for myself, I see Adopt Me in my feed all the time. And so folks might be surprised that you do use ads to drive engagement.
Yeah, it's a rarer thing for us. Obviously, we're in that position where it is difficult to try to find someone who's never heard of Adopt Me before. In general, I think if someone wants to play Adopt Me, then they're going to have known about it. But for us, it is around those key moments. We're not doing this very often, but it's important, especially in a 7-year game, to keep trying new things, to keep re-engaging that audience. There are hundreds of thousands, millions of new Roblox players every year that are never going to have heard of your game before, and you want to get yourself in front of them.
Awesome, awesome. So let's switch gears and talk about earning on Roblox. Shweta talked about some of the subscriptions work that we've done. And I know that both of you have had some experience trying out the developer subscriptions product. So Andy, we'd love to start with you. What have you learned and what have you been able to do with subscriptions?
Yeah, will do. Need to provide a bit of a backstory though. So we acquired Ultimate Football and there was Discord subscriptions that were providing in-game benefits. It's a violation of Roblox terms of service, so we had to make some changes. Subscription services were coming out right at that same time, so we figured this is a perfect win-win. So we integrated them into Ultimate Football. Look, I was a giant naysayer. I think some of the Voldex employees in the audience can probably nod their head at that. I have been proven wrong. We put the sort of 2 subscription packages in. We have seen a much higher uptick than we expected. It continues to be something between 5 and 7% of our monthly revenue. And look, they're not a great offer. It's sort of a basic set of cosmetics. And so people are still purchasing and finding them. And we've kept them buried. They're 3 clicks deep. We see roughly 1% of our audience even being exposed to them. But those that do purchase them and really are enjoying them.
Yeah, I know you were skeptical about, did you lose a bet or anything? Or was
Oh yeah, well I mean, whenever I get proven wrong, which is regularly, I get it held over my head. So you know what, if you dish it, you got to be ready to take it.
That's right. That's right.
I think it's really interesting because obviously we took a very different approach to our subscriptions. It's something we thought about a long time. Adding a new monetization method into Adopt Me is really intimidating when you have an existing player base and you know that there's going to be another barrier to entry. So the 2 things we really looked at was how can we give them a core offering? What is something our players have been asking for, not just for weeks, but for literally years, as long as I've been there? And that was the ability to equip 2 pets at once. And it was like, okay, we're going to deliver this to you now, and it's going to be behind this new version of the paywall. And then the other thing, this is actually a disagreement I had with Brad over there. Brad decided to price it at $2.99, and I looked at him and I was like, you can never put that price up. I'm never going to sit in front of our audience. If we tell them it's $2.99, it can never become $5.99, $7.99. But a thing we really believed in, and I think that's worked for us, is it had to be just a no-brainer. If you are spending on Roblox, if you're someone capable of breaking through that barrier of subscribing, it has to be the best offering, not just in Adopt Me, but really for us on the Roblox platform itself.
Yeah. So I'm sure folks are wondering, how do you even figure out what products to offer for a subscription? And then how do you think about pricing it? You talked a little bit about pricing it at $2.99 in that the dialogue that you guys had.
Yeah, so for us it was like, how do we provide something that players want, that will push them to push past that monetization barrier, but also that can be exclusive. So a thing we've done that's worked really well for us is we took that core offering and we've made parts of it available through like a dev product. So 250 Robux cost, you can now equip those 2 pets. But subscribing doesn't just give you that, it gives you access to our VIP offering and it gives you an exclusive pet every month, and the only way to get it is by subscribing. So if you're going to do that, if you're one of our players who is Robux only, you can still access the core thing, you don't feel locked out. But if you are someone who can go on that subscription journey, it's a no-brainer to go, well, I also want to try and get this legendary pet.
Yeah, got it. Awesome. Another way to earn in your experience is through immersive ads. I know that Voldex has done some really interesting things with the new video ad product and rewards. So would love to hear what you've learned. How valuable has it been? What are some interesting learnings that you can share with the audience?
Yeah, will do. So, I mean, I mentioned I worked on mobile games before entering the Roblox world. I have worked on some of the sort of the biggest ad-supported games in the world. So never thought I'd be sort of the pro ads person here. I've seen the worst of it, I've seen the best of it, and I think they carry a lot of negative baggage. And so as we've seen them come out on the platform, I have been really excited and optimistic, but also wary. So at Voldex, across our portfolio, Driving Empire has immersive ads, it has teleports, incentivized teleports, it has video click to play, and now video rewarded. I'll speak to that in a second. Yeah. Dungeon Quest has teleports, Ultimate Football has the immersive ads and teleports. So we have been aggressively integrating, but importantly also split testing it. so that we could see the impact on the player base. Because again, ads is sometimes a dangerous word to folks. I know players are hesitant. But again, what we've seen consistently is uptick in revenue, but more importantly, either no impact to player metrics or improvement to player metrics. And that's where the rewarded piece comes in. Look, rewarded video is amazing, and we've been working with Roblox to test it on Driving Empire. This is an opportunity for all those non-payers to access an economy. It's a way to give them and spend their time in a way that they might not be able to say, access Robux. And so we've been doing that. We've been seeing great results. It's about 7% of our Driving Empire revenue from last month, which is an incredible amount if you think about it, because Driving Empire is already a top 20 earning game. So this is a meaningful uptick. And again, it's allowing non-payers to access an economy.
So you said about 7% of the revenue
is coming from ads right now.
That's great, because it's pretty early. I know you guys recently started testing it.
Very much so, yeah.
Awesome, that's great to hear. We talked about some of the difficulty with how to price products. And I know that pricing can be a bit of an art and a science. Shashi talked about Price Optimizer. I'd love to get your insight into how you guys even pick prices for your products. And then over time, I think both of you have tried Pricing Optimizer, so I'd love to hear your experience with that.
Yeah, so our method, in my experience for the past 5 years pre-price optimization, is that we just kind of wing it. We set some prices for what a legendary pet looks like 4 or 5 years ago, and then we go, well, this one's an ultra rare, so maybe just above half, and we just see how it goes, and we cross our fingers that people, actually engage with it and want to give us their Robux.
Which is kind of crazy. Yeah. You guys are such a big business, and I know the pricing is super hard.
Oh, absolutely. And we have a great team. We do have a data analyst who is probably in the crowd somewhere and is mad at me for pretending we wing it. We do work really hard on that, but we did a 12-week trial of price optimization, and I am a huge evangelist for it now. So a game like us that's been around for 7 years is already performing really well. I imagine probably one of the best, performing games in terms of monetization on the platform. Over the 12-week period, we still saw a 3.5% increase on total revenue from it, which is incredible for a game that's been, 7 years old. That we've done that manual optimization so far. And the really exciting thing about it is we still haven't found that equilibrium. We still want to play with that price optimization. We still think we can find further gains, which is so exciting.
Yeah, 3.5% on a pretty big base is great. Yeah. More based on Mindy?
I mean, on our side, we had been actually testing on our own sort of prices and had seen 5% uplifts on multiple experiments as we sort of tried to reach an equilibrium. And so when Roblox came, we said, well, this is awesome. We get to sort of validate our learnings, see if we landed in the right spot. So we did the price optimization test, and, sadly, no uplift because we were already in the right equilibrium. But I think the takeaway here is doing those tests is a lot of work. Right? You have to set them up, you have to configure them, you have to run them, you have to do the analysis, you have to believe that your analysis is correct. And here's Roblox coming along saying, look, easy peasy, click a button, take it away. And so I think that's the real power, because we tested it on Driving Empire, which is a reasonably basic in-game economy. If you did this on a much more complicated game economy, it would be even more work. And so I think the power there is just the savings of time and empowering everybody in the room to sort of unlock these A/B tests.
All right. I'm going to end with one last question. Both of you are in the hot seat because you get to represent our developer community as it pertains to how to scale your business. So if you could think about, 1, 2, maybe top 3 things that would really help you scale your business better, what comes to mind?
I'm going to be honest. You announced at the keynote yesterday, and you talked about it here. It is that deeper analytics, the communities. Party is going to be so huge for us. Yeah. Our game is driven so much by that social experience. So allowing us to really connect to that network effect, not just engage one player, but engage that player's entire network and bring them into the game and create those communal experiences. Yeah, you've kind of blasted my wish list out the water.
That's great. That's great. And before we go to you, Andy, I want to invite the audience. If you have any questions, feel free to come up to the mics. I think we have mics on either side. And so feel free to come up and ask any questions that you have about the features that we had discussed earlier. And so what about for you? If you could talk to Santa, have Christmas come a little early this year?
I mean, Christmas did come for me yesterday, so I will say the matchmaking piece I'm super pumped about. Again, a lot of our games, we've got Ultimate Football, we've got Driving Empire. Those are games that are built for better competitive matchmaking. But I'd say Santa for me, Here I am, ads fill. I would like more advertisers on the platform. I would like more brands on the platform. I firmly believe this is a great symbiotic relationship, and so I'm really excited for Roblox to sort of get us some more fill, build out those ad units so that we can sort of win-win collectively.
And by fill, I think what you mean is basically every time you have an ad opportunity to show, have an ad to show so that you can earn as much as you can.
Bingo.
Yeah, and we're absolutely working on that. All right, so I see a line of folks asking questions. So why don't we start over here on the right-hand side? Just introduce yourself and fire away.
Hi, my name is Carlos. Full disclosure, I work for PlayStation. And I wanted to ask you guys, now that Roblox is on the platform, what are your plans to scale up with console? Have you seen any difference in your audience? And yeah, what are some ways that you're hoping to leverage this new platform?
And is that question for the developers or for Roblox?
Yeah, specifically for Adopt Me and for Voldex.
Yeah, I can start. Yeah, I don't think we target a platform specifically, but our goal is to be wherever our players are. So a thing that we've started to integrate and that's really important to us now is optimizing for console and optimizing for user experience on that console. So we brought that into our testing processes, into our design processes. That's really important for us. I don't have any stats right now off the top of my head of where we've seen, but we've definitely seen growth in the console area. And I think it's one where we expect to see a lot more growth in the future.
Yeah, I mean, Ultimate Football is built for console. It's an incredible game on the platform. The creator that works with Voldex is speaking on a panel later specifically around console. So it continues to be critically important for us. We build around it. We want to embrace it and really want to make sure that it stands out. And so big reason why we're bringing the NFL into it as well, because it'll just be sort of a match made in heaven. So I'm a firm believer in it.
Thank you. Awesome.
Thanks for putting Roblox on PlayStation. That's really helpful.
Yeah, we're excited about that too. Absolutely. How about over here? Introduce yourself and what's your question?
Hi, Ken with Freeground, Roblox Development Studio. Question around advertising roadmap. Video can do a little bit of video in the platform, certainly the video ads, but in terms of content, linear content, I know Bakugan and Unicorn Academy have done some stuff. Do you see on the roadmap any more content, linear content coming on, maybe with pre-roll advertising?
Yeah, so I definitely know that we are trying as much as possible to enable different forms of content on Roblox. Video is a key area of investment for us. You mentioned the word pre-roll ad. That's not explicitly on the roadmap right now, but we do want to encourage our developers to provide content that can enrich not just the playing experience, but also marketing and driving visibility of that experience. And so big bet for us going forward is in video. Okay, so I think we are at time. I apologize for the folks that we were not able to reach for questions, but feel free to follow up with any of us after the session. But again, thank you so much. It's funny because I see that there's a lot more people here towards the end of the session. So appreciate you guys getting up early in the morning for us, and enjoy the rest of RDC. Thank you.
Thank you.